Hello and welcome, dear YouTubers. This is me, Victor360, and I'm back with my mini review series. And this is basically all new MMOs with superheroic content, basically. And in the second part, I'm going to be talking about the game that takes several legendary heroes into one world and basically allows you to play with them. Not as them necessarily, but you can actually be your own legend from now on. Obviously I'm talking about DC Universe Online. DC Universe Online is basically an action MMOARPG, and it has loads and loads and loads of cool features from both RPG and action. Well, first let me go a bit in the past. As I said in the first video, the reason why I called this mini-series good old new MMOs, like good old new superheroic MMOs, is because on one hand you have something old, so that has existed for several years, like DC Universe Online. On the other hand, it's quite new because it gets renewed occasionally and gets new content. And besides that, we all know that something new is very well forgotten old. I think this game has been forgotten for quite a while now, and it deserves a fresh breath of life. It started several years ago as a pay-to-play MMO by Sony Online Entertainment. Now it is free-to-play and has quite a few pay-to-win elements, but only a few, not as much as Champions Online, obviously. But let's get a bit forward with the actual features. What does DC Universe Online actually offer us? It's a great MMO that allows you to create your own character, and you can be, unlike in Champions Online, either a villain or a hero, so you're not stuck with the goody side. And you basically have an option of choosing your weapon and your power style basically. So let me explain. This game on the PC specifically has several ways of battling your foes. That is by more of action approach. So you have like the mouse basically to control your weapon attacks, and keyboard, specifically keys from 1 to 6 to control your power attacks. So for instance, you can have any weapon mixed with any type of power. So that, for example, you have powers like earth, ice, fire, gadgets, the power of Green Lantern, the sorcerer, and all sort of other things. You can mix any of them with either two-handed weapons, heavy like hammers and stuff. You can have crossbows, you can have two guns, you can have a rifle, you can have whatnot, you can have brawling, martial arts, and you can mix any type of power with any type of weapon. And I think that's pretty cool, because you can create like your own style of mixed fighting, so that you can freeze your enemy, then hit them with a hammer so that they fly away like miles away, and or like create your own well, little construction of light and then use it to smack around people. So basically you can play pretty much as whatever you want. The customization options are not as rich as in Champions Online, so you don't have full customization of each body part like as much as in Champions Online. But the good thing is, unlike in Champions Online, you can actually change any style of any part of your body that is available to you at any time for free. So let me explain. If in Champions Online you had to go to the vendor or to the stylist or whatever you want to call it and pay them in-game currency to change your costume, then in this game you actually have a choice of doing that at any point, and you can still do cosplays, you can still do different various types of colors and different types of body parts, and there's a huge range of combinations that you can do. And the advantage of appearance in DC Universe Online over Champions Online is definitely choice of colors, because you have a whole range of basically you've got sliders that you can use, and you can go pretty much to any point in the spectrum. And obviously combined with your weapons and powers, you can create truly unique character who will be distinguished by style and fighting style, if that makes sense. So the disadvantages are that you still got some pay-to-win elements, like if you don't basically invest or donate to the game, you are stuck with the fixed amount of maximum in-game currency, which is dollars. But the good thing is, if you buy a single DLC, doesn't matter what, that currency is slightly increased. I mean, my bad, not the currency itself, the upper limit of that currency is slightly increased, and you get extra slots, you get extra options in the game, you can actually trade with other players and stuff like that. Now, the truly cool things about DC Universe Online are that you can, first of all, as I said, cosplay different characters from other universes. So you can combine different parts to make your own character, like Captain America with the head of Iron Man, or I don't know, simply make your own Hulk, or God knows what, like some guy from X-Men. Doesn't matter, you can still make that, but what's even cooler, you can combine different body parts to make your character look like according to the role that you assigned him. So if you want him to be fear-inspiring controller, then you can do that. And one of the best things about the gameplay is obviously being able to mix up the powers and the combos with your weapons. So you actually have the combos for hitting certain number of times with the range and melee weapons, and in this game you only have 3 types of movement. You have the flying type, you have the super fast type, and you have the acrobatics type. Now I say type, not the actual movements, because obviously there are loads and loads of things you can do with that. So first of all, flying type has the actual flight and this skimming, I think, basically something like movement on the 2 basic flat circles of something. don't know how to call it, but you get the idea. And the super speed has obviously not just running around super fast, but you can also run on the walls like Flash, and you can jump really high and hop over buildings sometimes by gaining momentum. With super acrobatics, that gets even cooler, because once you reach level 9 on any movement mode, when you reach level 9 in the game, and they takes only a couple of minutes, hours at most, and basically you get the ability to upgrade your movement type. That's when it gets interesting, because with acrobatics you don't only run slightly faster, you can also climb walls, but when you upgrade to level 9 you get the ability to use your jetpack, you get the ability to zip up the walls like, you know, Batman, and zip towards the wall like Spider-Man, stuff like that. So you got a whole range of different additional movements available to you for more flexible combat and moving around, basically. The awesome thing obviously is that you have a lot of space to move around, because you actually fight in two main worlds, which is Metropolis and Gotham. Depending on which DLCs you may or may not buy, you may get some other cities like Planet of Green Lanterns or something, and Flash City, etc. I'm not going to go much into those, but the huge cities of Metropolis and Gotham, obviously Superman and Batman, those are the key points where you can really test your powers, like and play around with your abilities and just feel yourself on the same level as epic heroes from DC universe. And I think that's really awesome, because not only you actually play amongst other heroes and villains, and you do have PvP amongst heroes and villains, you do have the joint missions, like sometimes you actually can play as some heroes and villains in Legends PvP and Legends PvE that has been recently introduced. So basically you don't play as your own character, but at pretty much any level starting from level 5, I think, you can pick your legend from a whole range of different iconic characters from the comics and start playing as them. So like we got Robin, Bane, Joker, obviously like some Kryptonians like Lanterns, etc. And during the course of the game you can unlock more and more depending on how much special currencies you earn, and that is all available to you for special currencies. So you're not only limited to one currency of you know, cash, because like in most MMOs you have loads of currencies. Well, this is no exception, and this is really how can I put it, flexible MMO. So you can choose what you do, you can choose where you go, and you don't have to do certain missions if you don't like them, but the leveling of your character is really fast, and at level 30 you even get only better. So you start getting newer gear, start going to alerts, raids, stuff like that, and you start discovering your own adventure, really, for your own legend. So yeah, if you decide to play this MMO, then I would advise you play on computer, on PC, either with keyboard and mouse or with controller. It depends how you choose it, but I just think on PC there is not as much lag as on consoles, at least for most people. And yeah, if you play on European servers on PC, then feel free to contact me and we can actually play together. Yep, that was Victor's Wagon 360, and thanks for watching the mini review of DC Universe Online. Out.